This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jay Cohn.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. Montana's special session still in session as lawmakers piece together a package of bills to fill a $227 million hole.
But there is still more work to do as party lines hold strong and the debates drag on.
And we'll have that story in just a moment, but first, a Montana Highway Patrol pursuit came to an end in South Billings just about an hour ago.
Take a look at the video just back into the newsroom as troopers set up spike strips. This is just outside of Lee's Saloon at South 28 and 4th Avenue South. It appears the strips slowed the chase with the black Chevy truck before Highway Patrol troopers were able to perform pit maneuvers and bring that truck to a final stop in the field just north of Lee's Saloon. At least one person was detained.
Now, this situation apparently tied to a stabbing earlier today. Billings police searching for two suspects accused of stabbing a man this afternoon at the Lewis and Clark Motel. The 27-year-old victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries to his arms and stomach.
Now, the suspects are described as Native American men in their 20s, driving a dark-colored Chevy pickup, which matches the vehicle that was detained in South Billings within the past hour. Now, this is a developing story. We invite you to head to ktvq.com for the very latest updates.
Now back to day 2 of Montana special session at the state capitol. Both sides busy as the first votes draw clear battle lines.
First off, the state Senate approved a bill to take $30 million from the Work Comp Insurance Fund investment portfolio, money to help balance the budget. That money, though, is just one piece of the puzzle, and it's still unclear whether that bill will pass the House. Earlier, both the House and Senate did pass a proposal that puts in place $75 million in spending cuts that were outlined by Governor Steve Bullock.
That proposal won approval on party lines with Republicans in favor. Democrats say the bill isn't needed because Governor Bullock has already ordered the cuts. Some Democrats also say lawmakers could have taken other action to forestall or lessen cuts to vital human service programs for the poor and disabled.
People who are standing by, counting on us, the tens of thousands of people who will be negatively impacted by these cuts are standing by and waiting to see what we do today. And they were actually counting on us to do something different than the governor's cuts. $111 million of services sacrificed to fill the budget hole. That's the last place that we should start, is services for people who absolutely need them. They're called essential for a reason.
Lawmakers and the governor may complete the final budget balancing package later this evening.
Also at the special session, the state Senate today approved a bill that blocks a proposed Bullock administration rule that would have made it easier for transgender Montanans to change the gender on their birth certificate.
Kalispell Senator Al Olszewski is the chief sponsor of that bill. The state health department is proposing to allow transgender people to update their birth certificates with a form certifying they have undergone a gender transition. Currently, the process requires a court order.
Now, supporters say the proposed rule represents a change in policy that the legislature should have weighed in on. Opponents disagree with those who claim the new rule will cost state agencies additional money to comply with.
Policy was made at an agency level, looking only on itself inward, saying it's not going to cost me much to change this on a birth certificate. I respect that and acknowledge their expertise in that area for that division. But they do not have the right or the expertise to say it has no economic impact across all the other agencies.
Absolutely nothing in this rule that requires the Department of Motor Vehicles or the hunting license or anybody else to add a new gender category. There's nothing about that at all.
In the end, Senator Olszewski's bill passed on a 29-1 vote. It now heads to the Montana House for consideration there.
Drinking and driving leads to a crash that flipped a car onto its top on the railroad tracks in Billings today. This was the scene just after midnight early this morning. Several witnesses saw a green Ford sedan speeding east on State Avenue. When that car failed to negotiate a turn, it left the roadway, struck the railroad tracks, and then flipped onto its top. When officers arrived on scene, 2 men were fleeing the scene on foot, leaving behind a 32-year-old male who turned out to be the driver of the car. The men who fled, ages 22 and 38, were detained just 2 blocks away by police. Officers say all 3 appeared to be under the influence. The driver was transported to a local hospital for evaluation He has since been charged with DUI.
Today, local high schools put aside their rivalries and extend a hand to fellow students in need.
Now, over at Billings Central, students started a gift card drive for homeless students at senior high. Every year, senior high collects gift cards leading up to the holidays to hand out to those students who are in need. So far this year, the school district has identified 80 high school students who are homeless, with a total of 258 through all grade levels. For the past 7 years, students at Billings Central have conducted their own gift card drive to donate to the cause.
Tony Bieland, a social studies teacher at Central, says in talking with students today, the numbers made a huge impact. Central has 325 kids, which means the school district 2 homeless population is just 67 kids less than the population of their entire high school.
It's hard enough to be a teenager, and there's a lot of things that they have to go through, and it's never, where's my meal coming from? Where am I going to sleep tonight? Where am I going to take a shower? And so when you bring that up to the kids, that makes it a little bit more impactful as well, because they don't realize that how lucky they are to not have to worry about those things.
And Tony tells us the seniors set their goal at $700, which is more than half the $1,000 goal she has set for the whole high school.
Now, if you'd like to donate, you can drop off gift cards or cash donations to Central High School from now until drop-off day in December. You can also drop off gift cards at Senior High. Now, for more details, you can find this story on our website at ktvq.com. Still to come on tonight's 5:30 News, a small-town school can face big-time problems. Tonight, we'll look at those challenges and possible solutions.
And in sports, what's it going to take for Helena to snap Senior High's 25-game winning streak? Scott hears from both teams about Friday's big title game.
And coming up in the weather, those cloudy skies kept us a little on the cool side today. But I tell you what, we are expected to get to the other side of normal tomorrow. But it's what comes after that has got us raising eyebrows. We'll tell you all about it in a few more minutes.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green.